ready to bring anything this year.
Yeah, I mean everything, I think. But let me figure out where we're going. Yes, sir. Supposed to be flying with Island Time. Where are we heading? All right, come on aboard. Today I'm going to showcase a typical delivery scenario. This one was from Grand Cay, Bahamas to St. Lucie Inlet. Solid. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Good practice run. Now we can be like, yeah, well, sorry we're late. We got lost.
Time's the flight, 11:30?
Yeah. They asked if we're there at 11, but...
Well, it's 11 something. Pretty good.
11 owe you an apology. You see them all going? Sean, you having a good time?
Yeah. This is huge.
It's huge, period, buddy.
This is something that's happening in my life.
It's huge, period.
Because of me, ever. So.
Is that my snorkel trying to get away?
That is.
This aggression will not stand, man. Really, what's in the bag? Coffee, snorkels, and telescopes. So that was the private plane. We flew in with Island Time Charters. Very professional, very prompt, great outfit. Flew us directly into Walker's Cay where Customs was waiting for us. They actually called us the day before to see what our arrangements were to get from Walker's to Grand. As you can see, there's not a lot going on there. So we had to hire a boat to bring us into Grand from Walker's. That's the gentleman you saw waiting out front there. That was our captain. Who's the pilot? Not me. You can do that, gentleman. In there. My arms get tired. And that was actually a nice opportunity because I was able to kind of pick his brain a little bit and see what he knows and what we got going on. Get a little bit of a lay of the land. Prior to boarding, I asked the captain where he'd like us on the boat. His answer was in the boat. So on a typical delivery, I've got multiple requirements that I've learned to make. I like to see a recent survey within the last 6 months. A, it's kind of a snapshot of the boat and where it sits. And B, you know, it gives me critical information on the boat. It also shows me the connection of the owner. If they're not willing to provide you a recent survey, there's a chance they're not willing to pay your fee at the end. So if that's a deal breaker, that's what we call one of those signs. I also have other stipulations I require, you know, primary and secondary fuel filters. There's a list that I'll go over with any prospective buyers, but you don't just go and hop on any boat and take it across an ocean.
Bye, appreciate it. Thank you. All right, thank you. Got excited.
We've now dropped off our customs agent and made sure that Sean knows to stay seaworthy and ready at all times.
That's the one right there, Salty Mitchell. Huh? Salty Mitchell is the name.
And we've got an afternoon ahead of us of inspecting our gear. You don't just hop on a boat and go. There's a lot of things we're going to check. We're going to check our anchors. We're going to check what we have on board in case of emergency. Do we have the ability to stop water coming in? Is there water standing in the boat already? What condition is the hull in? The running gear? Is there growth on the bottom? There's a lot that has to go on. So we're going to spend the afternoon and we're going to go through all that. See, you only rode on it for 5 minutes and it quit work. How's it going?
How's that effect?
There's about 2 hours in this trip where you're pretty much out of communication. If you're not ready to help yourself in the event of an emergency, you are rolling the dice, in my opinion. It's good it's had power, huh? It's a difficult thing to walk onto any vessel and be ready for anything. Every boat's different. I'm talking with the owner about how to fire up and do the starting protocols. John, we're home, buddy. Where do we begin? Of course, we got to take a quick little minute, look at the marine life around us. We've got yellowtail snapper sitting under the boat. Awfully tempting. But first we work. Quick inventory.
Got anchor, bridle, covers, chain,
There's Sean realizing the predicament we could end up in and why we're doing this.
With the line.
Well, first let's check the oil.
Well, okay.
paper towel here.
Got to do a complete systems check. Get your generator fired up. Test all of your components. See what works, what doesn't.
Seems to be, that whole time it's been a little bit of
Yeah,
there could be a fuel pump primer.
Okay, hit that a few times while I get it started.
Hands clear.
Hands clear.
I like to run everything at the dock for a couple hours. If I'm gonna have an issue on a boat that I don't know, I want it to be somewhere where I can jump off it and be fine. Generator checks out, we put it under load, everything's good. Now time for our engine checks. This boat did have potential to be a very nice vessel, but it needed some love. So this particular vessel is a 50-foot Power Cat. It's a Leopard, and it was a 4 stateroom, 4-head vessel. Big open layout, a lot of potential. You could do a lot with these. This is my first time running a big Power Cat, and I gotta say, I was impressed. We're topping off the fuel tanks. I don't ever take a crossing without a full tank of fuel. That's, again, one of my requirements. I'd rather be looking at it than looking for it. So we've taken her out into the harbor. We're sea trialing her right now. We've made sure that we can drop and deploy anchor and pick it up. Now we're going to get out and do a hull inspection, a gear inspection, and have a little bit of fun. I mean, you're in the Bahamas. It's a crime not to touch the water once.
Not too bad.
It's also December. We're not equipped for cold. Showing Sean a sea biscuit. So what I'm looking for here is any apparent damage. All right, I want to know dinged props. I want to know failing patches. I want to just put eyes on the hull and see what's there. See what we're going with, because in the event that we've got an emergency, I need to have kind of a lay of the land and understand what's been there first. Check their shafts, check their running gear. After a quick swim around, the boat checks out. Now that things have gone where they need to go, we're off for the day. Let's go check out the land. So we take a walk through Grand. You know, we're docked at Rosie's. Take a look around. I've never been to Grand. Really neat town, really neat island. Different from what I'm used to. I'm used to further down the Abaco chain. There's a touch more disparity here. There's a touch more pulling together. It seems after talking with the locals, these people have been kind of left to figure it out on their own after Dorian. There wasn't a lot of help from the Bahamian government. In fact, they say they've gotten most of their help from Florida. So that's them there, huh?
Yes, this is right here. This is right here. And this is, hold on, this is, let me show you the perks.
We were in the heart of off season. We were looking for some ceviche. We did not find any ceviche. We did find this lovely lady Her husband goes and wades for the whelk and the curbs, and she's making whelk and curd salad right now, which was my first time. I've only heard of it, and I'm glad I tried it.
A little bit of everything, I think.
Uh-huh.
So I do a little bit of everything in one shot. The onion, something like that.
Mm-hmm. There it is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For a Conky Joe, it's not bad, man. I needed to try it. Would I choose it? I wouldn't kick it out, but I'll tell you what. I like my conch. It's the end of the day. We're having a good time. We've had dinner. Now it's time for route planning. Got the Abaco Cruiser's Guide. Again, an absolute asset. I'll do a whole video on the Cruiser's Guide. I really, really support them. I think what they do is a wonderful service. Departure morning. Stayed up way too late. We are on our way. We're trying to buddy boat with a friend of ours. He's in the smaller 23 Albury, so we lagged back just a little bit, but we do have a deadline to keep. After brief communications this morning, the consensus was, given our cruising speed and his cruising speed, we should just go ahead and let her eat and he'll catch up. All right, we're out here coming back from Rosie's to St. Lucie Inlet. I just wanted to take a minute. We've got the Garmin InReach SE Plus. I've always been a fan of the Garmin stuff. I had the InReach Mini for a long time when I ran towboats. It was one of my best friends. I kept it in my life jacket. The SE Plus I really like. It's got a lot better features. They discontinued this one, but you know, you can see what's going on. You can do things. We sent out a message this morning to a list of contacts, letting them know, good morning, we're pushing out momentarily. Everybody's able to respond back to us. And it's all, you know, satellite texting. These are some of the contingencies that I like to stress and push. And the Garmin InReach coming through again. Always been a big fan of the Garmin InReaches. They're just a little peace of mind, you know. The ability to send a text and say, legs are broken, keep coming. As a salvage and a rescue captain, we spend a lot of time listening to EPIRB notifications, and yes, the Coast Guard does send assets. They send planes, they send assets to the general area to investigate, but you're looking for a needle in a haystack if you don't know what you're looking for. If there's an EPIRB activation and I'm able to back it up with a text message giving my situation, my circumstance, man, I feel a lot more comfortable there. Boat rode great. It was breezy, it was windy, we had a following sea. I expected cats to not be that great. Having towed them, they towed like crap. It was nice. The only time I wasn't pleasurable there was when we were broad sea, beam 2. Other than that, the boat was great. Into it, out of it, following. Great vessel. It is tough and current. Coming through the Roosevelt Bridge and the St. Lucie River. You got the train bridge, you got 3 bridge systems effectively, multiple current flows, heavy traffic at times. It can get a little dicey. You don't have a lot of margin for error, but inches a mile, as always, we power on through. Home safe, back in port. Do the CBP roam. See if we can't get on out of here. All right, so we just finished up the CBP roam, click to clear. Again, this one was a little bit more of a hassle. We had quite a bit of waiting, and then we had to do our video conference, which I haven't had to do yet. You don't get to see the officers, but they do get to see you. And we showed them our passports, and they told us to stay safe, have a nice day. So that wraps this one up. Thanks for watching.